Good morning. This is Ron Brown. It's Tuesday morning, the 27th of August, 2024. I was going to do a live session this week, but I'm leaving town late tomorrow. I just don't have time to do it this week. So I thought I'd get another video out on mean reversion trading. I've added a couple of scans and I want to, I'll show those to you, and then I want to get into the mechanics in Thinkorswim. As always, any stock index or ETF mentioned in this presentation is not a recommendation to buy or sell. All trading strategies are used at your own risk. Okay, I'm in my warehouse view with a couple of charts, and here's my quick pick menu. What I've added are the mean reversion, one-day reversals, bullish and bearish. Now, everything is pretty bullish right now, so not much is coming up in the one-day reversal because a lot of these stocks are extended, but Snowflake is a stock that showed up today. I'm in all securities, but all securities is actually leading me to another group, stocks that are optionable. I'll show you that. It's a weekly OCC and CBOE active stock, so that's where this filter is pointed, and it brings up one stock today. Now, I'm going back here and I'm going to go to the intraday, and you can see that it's up slightly. It's trading at 59.4% of its daily range, and volume slightly heavier. But if I bring the chart up, you can see that there was a one-day reversal on here, and it's trading down near the Bollinger Band and had stopping volume the day before. I'm going to zoom in on this so you can see this better. Stopping volume. Here's the one-day reversal. Went from bearish to bullish, and it's trying to go higher. So this stock is oversold, and it is a candidate for a long trade. You can see that it's been just absolutely demolished on the weekly chart, going from around 230 down to 117, somewhere in that way range. Okay, so that is one-day reversal, and here's one-day reversal bearish going to the same group, and you can see there are a lot more of these. The reason there are a lot more is the market is really extended, and we're getting a few that are starting to come down. Now, a lot of these are inexpensive stocks if you look at the intraday last here. So there's not much room to the downside, and the options probably aren't won't give you that much profit, and the bid ask is probably too great. But anyway, this is what showed up. So let's just take a look here. Paramount Global, PARA. This was where the signal was generated. Right here, this was a one-day reversal from a bullish candle, and you can see that it gapped down today. Now let me move this out of the way. You can see that the stock has been in a major downtrend, a rally, but lower lows. Now we're getting a higher low here, but it's a one-day reversal. Let me see if I can find something a little more expensive. Here's the SAVA. Now this is intraday today, and how many are there? There's 125 securities in here, but they're not all down. I've just got this sorted on the downside, but let's look at this one here. Now, as we look across here, you can see that it's been up for 8 days, and the Bollinger Band is at, or the percent B is at 0.64, so it's right in the middle, but it is heading down. It is not as extended as it was up here. Here's a one-day reversal here, and if that trade had been taken, it'd probably be profitable. Depends on where you get in. By that I mean if I put a crosshair on here, if If you took it here, no, you probably wouldn't be profitable. But if you're going out 30 days, like I always do, at least 30 days, there's a chance this would still be good. But the point is, here's the one-day reversal. Let's find another one. Here's MicroStrategy. This is, of course, tied to Bitcoin. Extremely volatile. Look at the weekly volatility in here. But here's your down day. Well, here, let's look at a daily Tesla bull. One-day reversal here. There would have been a one-day reversal signal here, too, here, and so on. Now, let's see how many of these are up today out of the 125. See, there are a lot of them are up. So this scan could also be used just to look for a one-day pullback, and then the next day, if the stock is moving up, could be an opportunity to get in. Let's look at Royal Caribbean. In fact, there's 3 cruise lines here that all showed a one-day reversal yesterday. Just a little pullback. It's not a complete reversal, but this is as good as I can do with the filter. It just tells you that it's a red candle which closes lower than the prior day's high. Now RCL is getting up to the top of the upper Bollinger Bands, but if we look at this over here, let's see, the ADX is only 12, so it's not a real strong trend. As you can see, it's been kind of all over the place. This would have been a great trade here on the overextension to the downside when it bounced back up. Even if it was taken the next day, it would still be a profitable trade. Outside of the Bollinger Band, outside of the Keltner channel. Just slight pullback, but this is a good example, just a slight pullback, but money flowing back into it. Okay, let's look at Carnival. Now this one really doesn't qualify as much of a down day, but its close is slightly lower than the prior day, so it's not a true one-day reversal. So you can only do so much with the filters, but it just gives me a list of stocks that are down from the prior day, and then like I said, you could use this mean reversion as if they're going up the next day as possible trades to the upside. Let's look at this SOX semiconductor bull. Make this full screen. Okay, you can see there is the one-day reversal from the prior day. So this was a one-day reversal also here, but buyers are coming in today. Now you can get a lot of information out of these screens. You can get the DI plus, DI minus crossover, the days since, how far apart they are, the DI lines, and the trend and the percent B, and then over here, of course, the 3-6 crossovers, both up and down, and the VPOC crossovers, and also the VPA close. So if I sort on the VPA close, it's going to show me the stocks where they closed, if they closed very high or mid, or if they closed very low and down. Let's look at Reddit. It had the one-day reversal candle right here, but it's up today. Closed pretty low, very, very low, not extremely low. And then it's reversing to the upside today, or at least trying to, holding its own. If I look at these closes over here and then look over here at this column, I can see which ones are down for the day, and then I can look at the intraday range to see where they are in their range. So if they're down and in the lower part of their range, they are following through to the downside. And it looks like this is American Airlines. Let's take a look at it. It's really beaten down. Now I'm going to do a sort on the percent B. I want to see if I can find a stock which is outside the bands and going down. Well, this is outside the band, but it looks like it's trading near the top of its range. So here is a slight reversal, but buyers are supporting it, so it's generated a low volume test. Well, it's actually it's pretty high volume, but this is a low volume test. But this is just projected volume with the large magenta bar. We have to wait and see how it closes, but you can see how strong this trend is. The trend, if you look over here, it's ADX 42. Anything over 40 is a really strong trend. So even though this was outside the band and gapped inside, it's tough to fight a trend like this. Okay, I'm just looking down the list here. What about this one right here? In-phase energy. Okay, let's take a look at this one. This is a very volatile stock, as you all know. And you can see this would have been a great place to buy it here, except the Bollinger Bands were inside the Keltner. Sometimes you just have to use your own judgment. You can't wait for everything to line up. And this was a no supply here, and it took off. And the range, if I put my crosshair back on here, it was around $101, and it's got all the way up to $128. So that would have been an excellent trade. But now it looks like it's reversing. This is a potential trade right here to the downside. It got above the Bollinger Bands. The Bollinger Bands weren't outside of the Keltner, but like I said, sometimes you just have to use your own judgment. Down here, the band's outside the lower Keltner. So I'm going to take this stock, ENPH, and I'm going to go over to my paper trader. Going to put ENPH in here. And here's a weekly chart. Here's the 3-6. The 3 is trying to cross down through the 6. It isn't there yet because this got extended, so the bands, or the 3-6, widened at that point. But look at this on the 5-minute chart, how it's been collapsing. Would have been best to get into this earlier today, but I'm just going to see what's available here. So I have a weekly. I have the same chart here that I have in HGSI. This is a 3-6 crossover, and this is a 5-minute chart. I'm going to go in and analyze. I want to go out about a month and see what's available, see what we come up with here. So I'm looking for a spread, a debit spread. I'm going to hold down my control key. I'm going to click on 120, and I'm going to go all the way down to 115. I've got to clear an old one out here. Sorry about that. So let's just do the 120 and the 115, and it's a 208, 210 debit. So I'm going to analyze this, and you can see that I'm pretty close to the strike price. If I buy this, The cyan line represents at expiration, be a $272 profit, and the cyan bar here, if it doesn't get into the money, or if it the maximum loss is $228 is what I'm trying to say. I'd never hold it that far, but the debit's $218 right now, and I can pay up for a $5 wide spread. I can pay up to $260 is my limit. So I'm just going to, let's see if we can get this filled. This is paper trade. Now it's 223, 227. I'm going to cancel replace. See if I can get filled at 230. There's the cancellation. My limit there, okay, it got filled, good. Remember, this is paper trader. I'm just trying to show you what I would do here. So right here's my instrument, unallocated, and I've built these groups. I'm going to move to the group. And put it in here, and right here I have some fields. And what I want to do is I'm going to open this, and this is all I have in here right now. Quantity, days, trade price, mark. I want the percent change. I want the percent B. I want the percent range. Going to put last in there. This is days to expiration. Let's see. I think so. And I'm going to do one more probability of touching. Okay. So you can see that all of these are in here now. I didn't show you, but share configuration overall account. So when you add other accounts here, or if you have other things going on, make sure that these fields are in all of them. So look how quickly this changes. It was up 5, now it's down 30. No big deal. But anyway, I'm going to analyze this, and ENPH. And here's the analysis. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to go down here and I want to change this. I want to set slices. I want to set slices to break even on expiration day. So the break even mark is here, right there on expiration. Now I want to do this. You click on this and set slices to charts. Just click on the first window. And what that does is it puts the line here, which would be break even. Okay, I'm going to edit the properties. You can you can label these. So it shows where the break-even point is. So where I got filled, I'm going to have to close below this line right here. And that would be at expiration. And that is 117.67. So it's got a ways to go now, yet. Now if I go back to my analysis, You can see the break even is right here, 117.67. I said it was here, I meant it was right here on this line. So that's the break even point. So as the days go by and the trade progresses or falls apart, one of the two, you can see exactly where you stand, and this magenta line will shift as the days progress. So I'm going to go back to monitor. Here's the profit loss. Now if you open this up here, you'll see the quantity and the days to expiration. That's why I put the days in here, the last, the percent range of the stock and of the option, the percent B of the stock, the percent change, and the probability of touching. That is here, down here on the options. So as of now, based upon volatility on the stock, or I'm sorry, the side that's in the money, there's nearly 100% of that touching at expiration. And the one I sold out of the money, there's a 80% of that touching. And I'll explain that more in the future. So that's all I'm going to do today. I just wanted to show you that it's really pretty simple. Once you figure out what stock or ETF you want to trade, it's really real easy to get it executed in Thinkorswim and then to track it. The problem now is we're fighting the market. These are the best optionable trades from, I have a folder in my HDSI, and I just transferred it over here. And if you look here, this is the percent B, and most of these stocks are trading in the upper end of their range, so we're not really getting anything sold, or anything that's sold off in this list of the best optionable securities. My point is that it's really hard to try to pick the top on these stocks until you really get a clear signal. And then when it does roll over, and it will roll over, that's the time that we can really start looking for some trades to the downside. There's just not much on the upside now because, like I said, the percent B out of this list, the lowest one is NVIDIA. And you can see this is in a squeeze right now. Not a good stock to trade. So the Bollinger Bands are inside the Keltner channel. And earnings are coming out. I think they might be out either today or tomorrow. So not a good time to put them on. Anytime you're approaching earnings, or when you put these spreads on, you want to make sure there are no earnings within your time frame that you're establishing the spreads. Or if there is, if there are earnings, make sure that you're out of the trade before earnings occur. Thanks for listening, and next week I promise towards the end of the week I'll do a live session, just a question and answer session. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. I'll post it on the Skype group and send out a notice to Insider Club members. Have a very safe Labor Day weekend.